Morning Patreon subscribers. We had a big roller coaster yesterday. Monthly pivot, so that was our technical bias. We did fall very heavily yesterday, and I was really wondering whether or not how legit this move was. The thing is, when things move so suddenly, it does, it increases fear. And if the market is based on fear and greed, then an increasement of fear, it could be not entirely legit. Sometimes when they want to shake people out, they'll ramp up the volatility. And this was a scary as hell candle in order for them to get out. And it might just been that. It might have just been a scary enough candle just to get them out of the casino, flush them out, take their stops, and then to rally. And now we're above monthly pivot again, and we're back above, back below the 50%. See, they shorted it. And we can look at the profitable traders, and the smart traders entered here. They entered below monthly pivot, and up we come. So the SLC above is at 68.80. We're 10 pips away. Crazy. And that one below, I think they just got fed up. Looks like they got fed up. Yeah, they didn't want to get stopped out anymore, so they've really moved their stops. 56.70. So that move, well, I was going to say a rude word, but I want to keep it quite civil. But that peeved them. That annoyed them so much is that moved their stops completely out the way, so they're not going to get stopped out so far. So that's the scary thing there, is that they're being risk averse with their stop loss placement, and that's where they got their stops. But you can understand why, because they got pissed off with that move, and that's that. So crazy moves yesterday. So it was obviously weekly open, monthly open, and yearly open. So we had a big chop. So let's look at some other currency pairs, and we will start with we did Aussie, but we'll look at the euro. And big moves. Oh, there's your monthly pivot, 106.10. Right, so that's very important. We're now a buy. We weren't yesterday. We are now. So it's in a big chop. Buyers are profiting. The smart traders are long on the Euro USD. Keep an eye on your monthly pivot. One above is at 106.40. One below is at 105.15. Likewise, this was aggressive enough to shake them out. And, we had to consolidate for a while. We made a higher low, another higher low, a higher high, higher high. So we might be back within this range again, which would be horrible. If you remember the end of the year, we just consolidated, didn't we? Had a little breakout, then fell. So we might be back doing a ranging thing, which wouldn't be ideal. But keep an eye on your monthly pivot. Now, pound USD was going to be the weak link, but the pound bubble on our spreadsheet really shifted. I guess I could show you that. Average bubble. So the pound bubble came over here, and so they shorted the pound. So that would help lift the pound because they shorted it, and they you can see what happens when they sell it. So they sold it. We can take these guys off perhaps, and they really did sell it. They're adamant on selling it, and we're below the 50% now. If they hold on, we're likely going to get the stop loss cluster at 120.89, and the one below is at 118.90. There's your monthly pivot though, so that's important. We probably would be wanting to maybe sell at the SLC because of the monthly pivot, but we are buying the sentiment, and they have shorted it. So keep an eye on the SLC. We might inevitably come up there and test that monthly pivot. It's a long way away though. Now let's look at NU. I could show you the yen crosses, but they're just very bonkers, and then it would be a long video. If you want me to look at yen crosses, just let us know. 63.70, those moves, and 62.20, and they had sold it. The smart traders are buying, and they bought here-ish. There's the interchange on the profit ratio. It's a good indicator. It's worth looking at, especially for these crossovers. It just tells us what the minority of retail traders are doing. The smart guys, the ones who are profiting, and there are retail traders out there who are very successful. This tells us what they're doing. So don't forget they did enter here. So perhaps, you know, if you enter here, it might be a bit late because that's like 6 hours ago, but you would have seen the heads up using the indicator there-ish. They entered here. So yeah, SLC 6370, and there's your monthly pivot. So above that, then you know, then we'll target the resistance. Crazy moves. Got to be careful. Dollar CAD, and I got stopped out on an Aussie CAD swing trade idea that I had, and so that's one of those things. There's your monthly pivot, which is interesting. See how we bounced there. We are a buy, and they are selling. The smart traders are now selling this market. Monthly pivot is 136, 135.44. Yeah, there's your monthly pivot. So see how it held. Below that, then we'll target the stop loss cluster below. Now the SLC above, there's one there, you can see, but there's a huge one up here. Okay, yeah, huge. And 142.57, and then we'll go to dollar Swiss. Now the FXCM clients are very long on dollar Swiss. There's your monthly pivot, and we are a sell. They've gone long. All right, so pretty bearish. And that's just cemented and then agreed with the static sentiment. This is time, and this is the snapshot. So it tells us what they're doing in time. So looking quite heavy, especially if it's below monthly pivot. So because we're below monthly pivot, the support is 91.45 is possible. SLC 91.91, that's easy to remember, and 94.01. And lastly, dollar yen, and yeah, so what sellers are profiting, they've gone long, they have been going long, so the counter trend to that move, and we're a bit sideways. You can see SLC above is 131.52, and the one below is at 129.50, and we are a sell at the big picture, and we're a little bit sideways in the dynamic. So if you want us to look at yen pairs, we can, but otherwise it would just be a really long video, and I don't know if you guys want to watch a long video, but let me know if you want us to look at anything with yen in it. So there's the complete reversal on the yen, and if you remember, the yen was over here and it started drifting, and you saw in Discord I was saying how this was of note. If this moves like this, basically it just tells us that we're reversing their bias. So here is strong buy, but if it comes over here it's less of a strong buy. If it comes over here, it's going to be much less of a strong buy, and it's going to be mixed. If it comes up here, it's going to be sell. Right, so Euro USD might be tricky. Pound CAD might be tricky. The Swiss yen would be tricky because there's no clear bias there. So I wish you a good day. I'm going to try and make some notes now. I need to do a video on the order book, which is this thing that you can see here, this funky thing that you can see here. I'm going to make a video on that. And so I'll just need to make some notes, and then I'll do that. So have a good one. I'll speak to you guys soon.